Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the big announcement that Prehistoric Planet is returning with a new spin-off titled Ice Age, arriving on November 26th on Apple TV+. So Prehistoric Planet Ice Age is produced by Jon Favreau and Mike Gunton, who produced the last two seasons of Prehistoric Planet, and it will be using the latest scientific research and photorealistic visual effects by Framestore, who did the VFX for the recent live-action How to Train Your Dragon and His Dark Materials, as well as countless other projects, to unveil this ancient world depicting spectacular habitats and the amazing species that call them home, such as woolly mammoths, dwarf Sicilian elephants, and saber-toothed cats, such as these, the Homotherium. And this here is interesting because this would be the first time that I know of that a saber-toothed cat has been depicted in a documentary, with the more recent idea of them having lips to protect their specialized teeth. And it honestly does not look as goofy as some depictions I have seen. This idea was brought forward simply because these sabers are not tusks, they don't grow continuously, and was coated in enamel to protect dentin inside, much like our teeth, of which we have lips to protect our own. And the other supporting point for this theory is that all modern mammalian carnivores, including all extant felids, have their canine teeth covered by gums. In the saber-toothed cats, it would probably work similar to hippopotamus, which have specially evolved slots for their long teeth to fit into. And you can kind of see this here. If a Homotherium were to open its jaws, you'd see the long sabers, and they would fit into these slots that you can see at the bottom of the left individual here. So the chin is sort of lower than what you'd expect from like a modern big cat, but that is simply so that the saber teeth can be nicely tucked in. But that's great to see, because Prehistoric Planet is what it's able to do is show some of those paleontological theories and how they would have looked in life, similar to the air sacs of the Dreadnoughtus in Season 1. Hans Zimmer, Anze Rosman, and Kara Talv are returning to compose the original score for the series, which is divided into 5 parts like the previous 2 seasons of Prehistoric Planet, with each dedicated to a specific biome or environment, from the beginning of the Big Freeze to the Big Melt. So the image that you can see here is of a Coelodonta, or woolly rhinoceros, mother and calf, and the fur detail and the detail of the horns is absolutely astonishing. You can see the lines that indicate how the horn is made of specially designed hair, all the way to the tip, as rhino horn is made of keratin, the same material found in hair, fingernails, bird beaks, and pangolin scales. We can see they look to have used the white rhinoceros as an inspiration because of that square lip, which is designed for grazing on grasses and other low-level vegetation efficiently. And this is something that we have found in the fairly well-preserved frozen carcasses of these animals that we found in permafrost, which has allowed us to get an idea of the actual shape of the horn and the rest of their anatomical structure. So actor Tom Hiddleston, well known for his roles such as Loki in the Marvel movies, is narrating the series this time, and he has actually been narrating a good number of Apple TV's nature documentaries over the last couple of years, some of which I have seen myself, and I think he will do a great job. Though Sir David Attenborough narrated the last 2 series, he is 99 years old, but you never know. If Prehistoric Planet Season 3 is actively in production now, they might be able to get him back to narrate that season, but I think Tom Hiddleston, I think he will do a great job. But we do have our third image here now of the Glyptotherium, a giant armadillo that was found in the southern United States, and a few remains have been found in South America as well, somewhat depicting the effects of the Great American Interchange, which took place about a couple million years earlier than when this series is set, when a whole lot of species, or animal groups more so, from North America and South America were able to move between the 2 continents via a land bridge, which is where Panama is located right now and the rest of Central America. And you can see the design is absolutely beautiful here, which we can see the large rounded shell that is the most notable feature of this group. And they were really our first idea of the actual size of these animals, these well-preserved shells. I imagine this animal would probably be appearing in the same episode as our next 2 shots. So this is probably one of my favorite shots. So this shot shows a Nothrotheriops, aka the Shasta ground sloth, scaling a tall cliffside in what looks to be a canyon. So these animals were about as tall as the average person, so not true giants like the Megatherium or Eremotherium, and using their long curved claws like crampons to cut into the substrate to get a good grip. But of course there isn't just an adult in this image, there is also a tiny little baby on the mother's back. Something that is seen in modern tree sloths and anteaters, of which they belong to the same family as. You can see the coloration of the baby is designed to blend with the shoulder stripe of its mother to create the illusion of there just being one animal. Then we have our last image, which is of course, a Smilodon, which would either be Populator or Fatalis, but if this is in the same episode as Glyptotherium and Nothrotheriops, I'd say it's probably Fatalis. But you can see that, like the Homotherium, the Smilodon will have slots for their saber teeth in their gums, and again, the fur detail is absolutely incredible. Framestore has really knocked it out of the park. Now, as this is set during the last Ice Age, there are a few iconic Cenozoic species that won't be present because they would have already become extinct by this time, such as Terrorbirds, Otodus megalodon, Gigantopithecus, I think it was extinct by this time. Actually, no, Gigantopithecus might actually stand a chance. But there are certainly some species that I'm really excited to potentially see. Could see Australian megafauna. Australian megafauna is something I'd love to see in Prehistoric Planet. If we can get a good-looking Megalania in a documentary for once, that would be good, because all documentaries I've seen that have had Megalania have made it really monstrous and not like an actual lizard at all. But like, of course, you have Diprotodon as well. Possibly Thylacine. Thylacine stands a chance because it was around at this time. Marsupial lion, aka Thylacoleo, the giant kangaroos, Procoptodon, and that, and yeah, there's loads from Australia. Maybe even venture to New Zealand if we have possibly an islands episode, where you can find the giant moas, the Harpagornis or Haast eagle. Maybe Dodo. Dodo could be in this. But yeah, there are just tons of species that can be considered. Even Anocyon, the direwolf, could make an appearance here. But other than that, this is looking to shape up to be the next Walking with Beasts. Like Prehistoric Planet was almost the next Walking with Dinosaurs. Like it pretty much was. It just doesn't have the same flow, and this one I imagine will be similar to Prehistoric Planet in that we're not following the animals in the same area necessarily, so we're going by biome, and so we'd be going to several locations around the world in a 50-minute or so episode. But hey, at least we get to see more creatures from that time and from the specific biome, because I've seen in the article it said that there was tundra, desert, possibly plains, I think, and there was permafrost, so that would probably be boreal forest or something like that. But there's certainly tons that we can expect from this documentary, like we did with Prehistoric Planet 1 and 2. There were certainly a lot of surprises. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on Prehistoric Planet Ice Age. So this will be releasing on November 26 on Apple TV Plus, like the other two Prehistoric Planet seasons, and will be narrated by Tom Hiddleston. So mark your calendars for another Prehistoric Planet adventure, and as for now, I'll see you all in the next one.